Skip's Cowboys have now won 3 in a row and taken the top spot in the latest Football Power Index postseason projections. The Cowboys have the best chance of making the Super Bowl at 49%, plus the best odds of winning it all at 29%. Shannon, you first. How surprised are you by this?
Well, I'm very surprised. I think the Eagles are more likely to get to the Super Bowl because I believe they've been the most consistent team from start to finish throughout the regular season, Skip. Now, obviously, playoffs are a different animal, but we're just basing it on, and I think that's what they're doing, is that you look at it, the Eagles have been the more consistent team. Eagles are NFL high 13-plus margin in turnover, a major reason they have the best record. They have 23 takeaways, and they've turned the ball over just 9 times.
Yet Dallas is now on their heels at second in turnover ratio.
On their heels, so who's in first?
Philly.
And Hurts have only thrown 3 interceptions. He has 20 touchdown passes. Mm-hmm. Skip, if you watch the game Sunday, they took apart a team that had won what? They had won 7 of their last 9 games. They held Tennessee. Mm-hmm. They held Cincinnati to 20. They held Kansas City to 20. And Philly went there and dropped 35 on the head in the blink of an eye, and the starters got pulled in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
So that tells me that they're clicking up. They're playing really well. Hurts played one of his best games all year. The way he threw the ball, A.J. Brown has been a godsend. It's allowed Jalen Hurts to take his game to a next level. Devontae Smith is getting better and better. They still can run the football with Miles Sanders. A tremendous offensive line. That offensive line is because they can open holes for Sanders and Hurts while protecting him while he throws the ball down the field. I think the Eagles have the best chance, Skip. But the Athletic says the Eagles have a 15% chance to win the Super Bowl, gave the Cowboys a 6.3% chance of winning the Super Bowl. For me, obviously, I believe you're going to have to go to Philly. If whomever, Philly's going to be at home. And I believe the Cowboys will have to go take their show on the road in order to get to the Super Bowl. And I don't believe they're beating Philly at home. Now, obviously, hey, it's a division. You hate playing I hated playing the division opponent in the playoffs, Skip.
Yep.
Because we done played you twice in the regular season.
Yep.
You know what we was going to do. We know what you was going to do.
Yep.
Now, who's going to make the one critical mistake that's going to cost their team the ball game? But all things being equal, a 49% versus and a 29%, you give the Cowboys that much of a more favorable chance of making the Super Bowl over the Eagles, who has a 2-game lead over them and have already beaten them once. I disagree with that, but guess what? We're going to find out about a month?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll find out about a month then.
Okay, I agree with your premise. I wasn't surprised by this. I was shocked by it. But I must admit I was pleasantly shocked by it.
I bet you were.
Because it sort of slapped me right in the face and woke me up, and I thought, I get it. My team has nuclear capability. It can flat out explode on people.
You have gun capabilities too, don't forget that.
I got it, and you're correct about that. But we have seen explosions on the Chicago Bears where they just exploded all over them in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
They went up to Minnesota and just exploded all over them, right?
Yes.
The other night in the fourth quarter, they just exploded all over Matt Ryan and company, much to, it's again, you can blame them. But again, 4 turnovers in the fourth quarter and you outscore them 33-0. It's hard to do.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Because my team has nuclear capability to it. All of a sudden, my team has a superstar emerging in Micah Parsons. 11 from heaven, Micah, even though he was very quiet the other night against Indianapolis.
He was silent, Skip. He wasn't just quiet. He was silent.
Oh, okay, I'll give you silent. Tony Pollard, to me, has turned into a star. I know you're not the biggest fan of his, but even...
No, I like him, Skip, but you think he should have an even bigger role than what he has.
I was shocked the other night. He actually started the game, and then Jerry said after the game, well, it was a little bit we had to punish Zeke for.
He said, I don't believe Zeke should have been punished for that, though. He
said if I were running the team, he wouldn't have been punished at all. I think his cell phone went off in the meeting. I
don't think they told Jerry. That was something they kept. That was something they kept in house, Skip. They didn't tell Jerry because they had told Jerry we got to discipline Zeke. Jerry's going to ask for what? Well, his phone went up in the meeting. He said, tell him to put it on silent. He's starting.
He's starting. And yet I thought, is the torch being passed? No, it was not being passed. And they both get similar type carries. But you can see how explosive Tony Pollard is because in fewer carries, he's going to get more yards because that's just who he is.
Yeah, he's a home run hitter.
Okay. So Dak has been up and down since he came back. He'll have a hot streak, and then he'll have a cold streak. And I thought against Indianapolis the other night, I thought Matt Ryan did outplay him, especially for the first 3 quarters.
Right.
Obviously, Matt Ryan just fell all apart in the fourth quarter, but he had a much better QBR than Dak did. So does Dak scare me? Yeah, he scares me, and he gives me great hope because when he gets going, he can really get going.
Yeah, but if you look at the number, Skip, that they put up since he's been back.
got it.
Number 1 in points, number 1 in first down, third down conversion.
I got it.
Yards gain.
Okay, I got it. Yet the other night, late third quarter, Indianapolis is going for 2 to tie the score. And I'll remind you the Detroit game. And I know Detroit's got an offense because you saw what they just did to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But I'll remind you, early in the fourth quarter, they're going in to take the lead in the game, and Jamal Williams gets blown up by D-Law in the hole and loses the football, and he'd never fumbled like that. And it was a turning point in that game, and then we exploded on them, right?
Yes.
And I'll remind you, at Green Bay, we look like much the better team, and we're up 28-14, and Dak gets the ball 4 more times in the fourth quarter and overtime, and we score 0 points, and we lose the game, right?
Right.
To our arch nemesis, Aaron Bleepin Rodgers. Okay, so I see great and I see scary, and I see great and I see scary. But this is the football power index, and it doesn't see anything. It's just going on raw numbers, and the numbers are suggesting this is the most explosive team on offense and defense in pro football right now, right?
Yeah, that's what it says, Skip. So what am I? So 30th in penalties, are those numbers? You're 24th in rush defense. Are those numbers? Those guess what the Eagles don't do? Guess what the Eagles can do? The Eagles don't commit penalties. They don't beat themselves. Guess what else they can do? Run the football.
They can run the football. So can we. Okay? I got it. I'm going to book this right here, right now. We will beat the Eagles on Christmas Eve.
You're not beating anything.
Okay? What do you want to bet on it? I don't care. I'll bet you anything right now.
It ain't even Christmas yet. You already told me I bet anything.
I will bet anything because I'm going to get an early Christmas present.
Well, go on and give me the points then. Whatever the points get.
It's head-to-head. You just made the case that you just told me the Eagles are better than the Cowboys.
I have never heard
Jalen Hurts is playing better than Dak is playing.
But here's what I've never heard anybody say, that the Eagles have nuclear capabilities. You just told me you use nuclear like 5 times. I got worried. I'm like, do we need to bunker down? Is there a nuclear something going to happen? Because you keep using nuclear. So I'm getting nervous.
You need supplies.
Okay, then, so give me.
You're gonna need water.
Whatever the points is, can I get the points?
No.
You scared? A team that got nuclear capabilities. You got Micah with 11 from heaven. We ain't got nobody from heaven.
You told me yesterday the Eagles are in the driver's seat. The catbird seat or the driver's seat. You can have both the seats, and I will give you no points because you're in both seats.
No!
You're in the driver's and the catbird seat.
You at Jerry's World at home in Christmas.
We will get even. We will wreak revenge.
No, you won't.
I'll bet you 10 cases. If you want 10, I'll do it right now.
Can I get the points?
No, I'll just go in straight up.
No.
This is for all the marbles.
It ain't for
this will be potentially. This is the game of the year in the National Football League.
It ain't no game of the year. You're 2 games back. So even if you win this game, you're still going to be behind in the division.
Well, we're going to beat Houston, and we're going to go to Jacksonville.
Oh, wow.
We're going to beat Jacksonville.
So you
okay?
go
I'm just saying. And all of a sudden, we're going to beat the Eagles to get to 12-3. I'm not making any promises about at Tennessee or even at Washington. I just know we're going to get to 12-3.
What's the Eagles' schedule? You think the Eagles lose 2 more games, 3 more games?
No, I do not. I don't see how we're going to catch them. I just know we're going to beat them. And if we see them in the playoffs again, we will beat them 2 out of 3. We'll beat them 2 out of 3. I'll bet you 10 cases right now, no points involved, that we will go farther in the playoffs than the Eagles go. That's what I believe.
No, you won't.
Well, that's what I got. I got us getting to the NFC Championship game, and if it's at Philadelphia, we'll go beat them in Philadelphia.
Y'all ain't gonna beat them.
We almost beat them with our backup.
No, you did not.
It was 20-17 early in the fourth
quarter. And then they
took
off. They stepped on the gas and took off on you.
Well, Jalen Hurts took off.
Okay.
And you finally came around and said he is the MVP, and I said I've been telling you that for a month. Okay.
No, that's it. I said he jumped to the MVP lead.
Okay.
There's still 5 games to go.
Am I concerned about my head coach? You have to win in spite of. Please drop the Mike McCarthy. I don't trust him, but so far so good. We have worked around him.
Right.
Do I trust my owner's general manager to make the right moves? I don't, because he has overseen a team that has not been back to an NFC Championship game in 27 years.
Yeah,
but this year,
we're Nicky.
Huh?
I trust little Nicky Sirianni.
Do you really? Little Nicky?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's pretty goofy.
No, do that. He gonna get Coach of the Year.
Well, he may well get Coach of the Year. That's fine.
You don't think he deserves it?
Well, I can't argue against that. But the point is, my team will go farther than Philadelphia. I'm putting it on the table right now. I'm pushing all my chips right into. I trust my team.
Bet it.
I don't trust my coach or my GM, but I trust my team.
But guess what?
My team is so good right now. It is so nuclear that it can overcome both the head coach and the general manager / owner.
I'm predicting it right now. Mike McCarthy will have a blunder with a challenge, and you'll come in here.
He might.
And you're going to be upset. You're like, I'm done. Get him out of my sight. I don't want to see him anymore.
Okay.
And the Eagles are going to be moving up.
And remember, I'm even this confident, or you could argue overconfident.
Yeah, over.
I just lost my starting cornerback, Anthony Brown, he's played more defensive snaps since 2016, since he came into the league, than any other player on my defense.
Yeah.
And he's gone, and I already lost a little Jordan Lewis as my slot corner. So my second and third best corners are history.
Well, you got Bland and you got Boss Man Fat. You good.
I got Boss Man. He's going to be in the starting lineup.
Ooh.
Well,
somebody going to be cooking.
I think they need to move Bland outside, but I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't run well enough, and they love him as a slot corner. So
A.J. Brown about to be cooking.
Yeah. Well,
Devontae about to be cooking.
Okay, there you go. So no points. Let's do it right now. Let's just start with 5 cases. I'm willing to push it right into the
That's
case.
like 3 games away. We got plenty of time.
I think you're afraid of the Dallas Cowboys because you know they have nuclear capability.